Hello, San Andreas and Los Santos. I'm Randall Anderson for Weasel News' POV from the RV, and tonight I hit the streets to talk to you about the current rate of crime within the city. And I'm here with Zen Stolas. He's kindly offered to talk to us about the currently skyrocketing rates of crime in the city, which I have been documenting for all of our lovely citizens, which I'm sure worries everyone. So, Mr. Stolas, what do you have to say on the matter?
Like the city deserves a bit of crime here and there. It helps the streets. Like if there wasn't crime, what would people be doing, right?
I mean,
Like
that's it. The PD would be out of a job for sure.
yeah, it gives everyone stuff to do. We make money. They make money if they catch us. It's a win-win.
It sounds like it. Do you care to go into your criminal endeavours at all, or is that all a bit hush hush?
Oh no, I can go into it. Last night I had an incident where I took a police officer's identity and
Oh,
then I got arrested. And then in the jail cell, one of the female officers forgot to take the cuffs off me. No, forgot to search me to get rid of my gun. And then she took the cuffs off me. And then I went on to do a massy and kill 5 cops and two higher ups, two guards. So
well
that was
then,
a very eventful night.
you are certainly very brave to be standing here with me with no mask on out the front of the very police station where they call home.
They're not gonna do anything.
So, actually, one last question before we part ways. How do you feel about the criminal calling themselves Ruin? I'm sure that they've been a very scary influence on the news recently in their current events.
Who? The people called Ruin.
The woman or the person called Ruin, the one with the goat face wearing the goat skull.
Oh, I couldn't give two flying shits about her. She's not gonna do nothing.
No,
She wears that mask for a reason.
ah, well, she seems to have it in for the for the police or for the LSPD in particular. Um, and if she manages to get rid of them all, does that worry you at all, or does that make your job a whole lot easier?
Oh, it will be like instead of me having to worry about the police or me have to worry about criminals, instead of cops versus criminals, it'll be criminals versus criminals.
Oh yeah, that's it. And
It would
wouldn't you
change
think
up the game completely.
it would? And wouldn't you think though that having more criminals around would make it a bit more dangerous for you? What would their distinct? What would their? I can only imagine to be a their lack of qualms about using firearms.
Oh, mate, survival of the fittest.
But everybody's so
Darwinism
damn
at its
pretty
finest.
out here.
Yep.
Well,
If you're weak, you're gone. That's about it.
Don't get
I
me
don't.
wrong.
The way the
Tr-
world should be.
yeah, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Well, Mr. Stolas, thank you so kindly for this interview and for your time. Next, we move from petty crime to a more professional batch. The next interview could only be acquired after I was blindfolded and taken to an undisclosed location, just going to show how dangerous and cautious some of our city's criminals can be. I'm here with John Doe and John Doe. They're here they've asked me to obscure their identities as they wish to remain anonymous. Gentlemen, what do you two have to say on the rise of crime in the city?
Just the first. Yeah, I'll give it a go. Well, people need to eat. People are starving out here, so it's expected. My children, they starve. The government doesn't provide. We need to do what we need to do. At the end of the day, the roof, the family needs a roof. Children, they need to eat.
Very true words. And what, if you don't mind, what line of business is most profitable for you guys?
Um, well, my forte right now is guns and drugs, but that can change at any moment with crews coming in. You never know who's getting pushed out and who's coming up. For me, the export and import legal goods works wonders, as well as guns.
Oh, well, um, this is very worrying news for the rest of the citizenry, I expect. I didn't realize that so many guns would be coming into the city. Um, have you, how, what is the competency of the police, in your opinions?
They used to be a pretty reasonable force, but their numbers are dwindling. Um, there's not much to back up what their bark is, so either they gotta fucking come up with something, or it's just gonna be chaos. I will never fear the animal I put on a leash. BCSO, they tried. They tried to overstep. Where are they now? You interrupt the wrong thing is, it never works out.
Well, I had wondered whether the drop in numbers would be good for you, because I've recently heard rumours about a bunch of the BCSO either retiring or being removed. Um, and so I'm assuming that's just nothing but good for your businesses in Blaine County.
They were forced into retirement. The location of our business does not involve me.
Oh no, I just assumed you guys seemed like like an awfully organised bunch. I'd assumed that you'd have some dealings in Blaine County. I didn't mean to offend or anything.
Don't ever make assumptions.
Lesson learned. Thank you, John Doe. Next, we move from criminals entirely and start to focus on our medical professionals. I am here with one Rio Stolas, the brother of Zen Stolas, whose interview you saw not moments ago. Mr. Rio, uh, what do you have to say about the current rates of crime within the city?
Yeah, I would say that the crime is a bit high. You know, a lot going on. Yeah, it's not good, eh?
No, it's not. And what do you have to say about because as you know, I've interviewed your brother recently and he's
Mm-hmm.
bragging about his contribution to said crime statistic. What have you got to say about that?
Yeah. So basically, um, I'll give you some backstory. When we were younger, you know, we were all good and whatnot. We both were well behaved. But then, you know, our dad was a thief. Our mum was a drug dealer. So yeah, we kind of had a little bit of family issue there. Growing up a bit more, our mum was doing the drugs, and you know, I wanted to help her in a way that would, you know, benefit her. So I decided to become a paramedic. Did nursing and all my qualifications for that. Zen, on the other hand, decided to go down the bad path and, you know, do drugs and steal people's cars and whatnot. I spoke to him. You know, I told him, you know, this isn't right. Also had my brother Tren with us as well. He was following me though. He wasn't following dad. So yeah. But basically, Zen decided crime is where he wanted what he wanted to do, and you know, I tried to help him from that, but we got into an argument and didn't go too well. Um, but yeah, once me and Tren got qualified, you know, we both become paramedics. I'm now captain of the EMS. And Tren
Congratulations.
is thank you. And Tren is paramedic. So,
Well,
but
that is.
Zen on the other hand, sorry, Zen on the other hand is he's been, you know, really mischievous. Tried to speak to him earlier. He didn't want nothing to do with me. We actually got into another punch up. Police, I think police got involved. They kind of went our separate ways and haven't spoken since.
All right. Sorry to hear that. That is a very sad upbringing, but I'm glad to see that you and at least one of your brothers have managed to learn from that experience and managed to find ways to contribute to our fine city. Our fine city. Um, the individual known as Ruin, you've heard about them, I'm sure, through various news reports and
I have
potential.
heard about them, but I haven't met them.
That's okay. Not many people have, from what I understand. But do you have anything? Do you have any thoughts you'd wish to convey on that individual?
No, I don't really know them. I just know that they're a crime, a big group of people who do crime. My personal favorite that I met one time would be the Mexican King. Have you heard of him?
I have heard of the Mexican King. He was one of the first individuals I interviewed within the city, actually.
Yeah, so
See,
he's a character of a unit. I met him for I think about a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I don't know. It's been a while, but I remember it like it was yesterday. Yeah, he's a handsome lad, but don't get me wrong, he is a planner. He knows the ins and outs of everything. So don't get on his bad side, I guess.
well, I definitely don't plan to, and I look forward to my continued coverage of his antics. He seems he seemed quite serious when I interviewed him, especially seeing as he took the BCSO's dog hostage for a jewel heist.
Yeah, yeah, right.
Very scary stuff.
Yes. Did they end up getting him back?
As far as I'm aware, no.
Oh
They've
wow.
even yes. Unfortunately, I think it was one of the Case brothers has unfortunately been rather nonchalant about the whole situation.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Rio, it has been fantastic to interview you. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure I speak for the rest of the citizens of Los Santos and San Andreas, and more broadly, San Andreas, when I say thank you for all the hard work you do looking after us and keeping us safe.
Thank you, mate. It was my pleasure. Thank
And finally, we have an interview with some of our city's fine police officers. And if only this camera was a bit lower, I could get the logo and all of your torsos in rather than cutting you off to the heads. But we'll work with it. All right, so I've got Officer Bronze, Nova, and
Nina.
Nina. Sorry, Nina, and Sir. I don't think I caught your name.
It's bronze, Nina, and gold.
Bronze, Nina, and Gold. Beautiful. All right. So I'm gonna do a basic introduction to what what this part of the segment is. I'll introduce you guys, and then we'll work from there. All right. All right. Cool. All right. I'm Randall Vanderson, and I'm here with the Vespucci Police at the Vespucci. There. Let's go again. I'm Randall Vanderson, and I'm here at the Vespucci Police Department talking crime with the police officers of our fine city. I am joined by officers Nina, Bronze, and Gold. How are you guys? How are you finding your jobs? Is it crazy? I hear that there's been a bit of crime. I thought it might be on the rise, but apparently not. What have you got to say?
Yeah, I mean, if we're being real, criminals these days are kind of nothing but scaredy cats when it comes to the city. They're no better than to try anything here, realistically. And we've kind of made this place a bit of a no-go zone for anyone looking to stir up for some trouble. We've got eyes everywhere and neighbors and citizens who actually care about the city and officers who don't hesitate when working in the force. Criminals know that if they take a singular wrong step here, they'll be caught before they can even tie their shoelaces will say, frankly, I think they're cowards and they're looking for an easy mark. They want soft targets and places where people can turn a blind eye or law enforcement drag its feet. But that's not in this city, and we've got a good community that shuts them down, and a police force that doesn't really give them a second chance. So we've kind of turned the city into their worst nightmare. It's pretty sad, in my opinion. They've kind of realized that they're a bit outmatched and run to whatever rock they crawled out from.
Well, I'm sure I speak for myself and all of the other denizens of this fine city when you may be sad, but I can pretty much guarantee we're not. We're very happy to have a police force as good as you guys. If you can turn the whole of a city as big as Los Santos into a no-go zone.
And we're here to keep the citizens safe, you know? That's our main priority.
Yeah, no, and it shows, and we appreciate it. I don't know how many of the citizens, congratulate you on your jobs, but from what I can tell, you do a damn fine one. Just quickly, I hear that there was some not great business going on with the BCSO, and they've all been let go. What do you think that'll have to do with how do you think that'll affect crime within the state as a whole?
Well, obviously, they're also another law enforcement team, so we work closely alongside with them, and we think of them no differently. We'll just have to, in the meantime, before we possibly replace them or whatnot, send some units up there to patrol up there for any crime rate that does try to spread up that way. However, I do feel like most of the crime probably happens down here in the city, so it probably won't be too much of a problem for us, at least.
We do still remain vigilant up in Sandy and Polito, though, however.
Good. We're glad to hear it. Because I can only imagine with the lack of sheriff presence that's putting a lot of extra pressure onto you finding people and making your jobs a lot harder.
I wouldn't say pressure per se, but just making us, have to spread out a little bit more.
All right, and from the sounds of it, you guys feel like you're quite capable of doing that, which is very nice to hear.
Our task force is very capable of doing that.
Oh, good. Now, I know we spoke briefly earlier already on Ruin, but maybe now we could delve into some more personal opinions of that particular individual and any fears that may be resulting from that.
Personally, on another level, I am quite terrified. We haven't personally, this task force probably hasn't dealt with anything in regards to anything like that before. We see a lot of shit on the daily, but this seems like a little bit of a different kind of case. So it's something new for all of us, I would say.
Yeah, they seem a lot more organised than your normal run-of-the-mill criminal.
Fear is very much running high through the LSPD.
Yeah. Now, I've also noticed, at least when I've been, on the job, that Mike Stan seems to have taken a bit of an hiatus. Do you feel like that might have something to do with the fact that Ruin seems to be targeting him in particular?
There is a high possibility. There's probably also other factors that also are into that account. But yeah, we remain vigilant and always ready for any attacks that she might, or they, whatever they are, seem to put out towards the LSPD.
Well, it's good to hear that you guys have got each other's backs as hard as you do. Because having met this particular individual, they are quite terrifying, and I really don't want to be in your shoes. As far as I can tell, they mean me no harm, whereas they seem to have it out for you guys. So, it's just scary thinking about it.
Yeah.
I did have one last question, but it seems to have escaped my mind. So I'd just like to say thank you again, officers, from myself and the rest of the people within Los Santos and San Andreas, more broadly San Andreas. A big thank you. We really do appreciate the work you're doing.
Yeah, that's not a problem. It's in our best interest to keep the city safe and keep protecting and serving like we usually do.
Well, you're doing a damn fine job, and yeah, I cannot thank you highly enough for it.
Thank you.
Finally, we here at Weasel News would like to wish Governor Blake Ambrose a happy birthday. Once again, I'm Randall Vanderson, and good night, San Andreas. Tonight's news bulletin was brought to you by the Vanilla Unicorn, your playground of pleasure.